The last time we were talking, we talked about this particular chart. This is the Euro US dollar chart on the daily time frame. I was trying to explain how to use the fair value gap to enter trades, and I remember mentioning that this is a fair value gap, that the market was supposed to return back into this fair value gap, which it did, and started buying after it got into the fair value gap. But then there's an order block here before this fair value gap occurred, and I said that's how the market does its things. Once it moves like this significantly from that place, this will be order block. The whole of this red zone here will be order block. That's what I said in the last class. And then our expectation is that the market will come back to balance it, because as long as there is this imbalance here, or sorry, this fair value gap here, the market is not balanced. It has to be properly delivered efficiently for us to believe that price will no longer do much when it comes back here. So the market returned back into this block, and yeah, it bought from here massively. So the time I was doing the video last time, price has not reached here. So if you could remember, I would advise you actually go back and play the other video if you cannot remember what we've done before. I said that this market is going to come back here, and it can decide to do either of two things, that it can buy from here upwards, which it is currently doing, or it can decide to break this level and come back here and sell downwards. So here it's going to sell to, I showed it to you also. I told you about this particular imbalance here. It's two candles, so it's imbalance. We said that the market is going to enter into that imbalance if it decides to sell. That was what we said last time, because of how the market moves into areas of inefficiencies. So now let me move this particular thing away and move it here. This is the order block responsible for this imbalance. So this imbalance is a kind of an assurance for us to believe that the market is going to come back here. But when it comes back, where are we going to find the buy? This is where we're going to find the buy, this order block that is here. Though the whole of this is order block, but we can refine it because this is a big time frame, this is a daily time frame. We can take this one first as mitigation block, or even this one that is here in between is also another block. This particular one that is here now, this singular one is order block, this one is mitigation block, and then this one here is also order block. This one at the bottom, this one is order block. All right, but then we also said that if you now decide to mark all of them together, this is the ideal order block, the whole of these red zones before a significant move like this. But we are going to refine it because it's a big time frame. This is one, then this is another one. You can decide to duplicate this, for example, and then you can decide to put another one here as the other block. Now, why do we believe the market can come to this place? Because there is an imbalance here. Now, the market, when it got here, started buying. Why is it buying? And where could we have joined the buy? You know, I told you that a buy can take place, but there will be something I would have seen first before I can confirm that I should join the buy. And I mentioned shift in market structure. So that's what we'll be looking at today. And I'm going to show this shift in market structure to you after I explain it. So let me go to the slide to explain it to you. Okay, so now this is the market structure. First of all, we're looking at the bullish shift in market structure. The market has been coming down like in downtrend structure. That's from a high to a low to a lower high, to a lower low, the lower high, lower low, lower high, and lower low. This is the structure of a downtrend. This is the last lower high, right? The market decided to move off like this, in this manner, breaking the last lower high. Once this happens, you know that there's a shift in market structure, because this high being created now, this one here now, is no longer a lower high, but a higher high than this one. So it has broken the last lower high, and this is a new high being formed. So when the market returns back to that high, we are going to see that as a bullish shift in market structure. We expect the market to return into this particular block, and then we buy upwards. This is the bullish shift in market structure. You understand? You know this concept already. Today we're going to look at how to combine the market structure shift and liquidity together with what we've done in the previous lesson. So what is a bullish shift in market structure? It occurs when the market changes direction from a downward trend to an upward trend, so indicated by the price breaking the last lower high and closing above it. So when this happens, we expect that there's going to be a shift. This is going to be a bullish move from here. That's a bullish shift in market structure. But then also, we are going to be considering this only at a key level, as we have taught last week. For example, fair value gap or imbalance or order block. So when we see this shift in market structure at a fair value gap, at an imbalance, or at another block, that's where we do something. The same thing happened for a bearish shift in market structure. The market would have been going up in this manner as in an uptrend, from a low to a high, back to a lower high, a higher low rather, then to a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. As the market keeps going on that way, there's another move downward that breaks this particular last higher low, then we see a signal that the market is going to change trend. Shift in market structure is simply like a change in the trend. That's the other word you can use for it. Okay, some call it change of character, but it's simply change of trend. Shift in market structure is change of trend, and it happens like this. Now we expect the market to return back into this particular last higher low, then sell downward from that place. And what do we see? Like we already mentioned before, the bearish market structure shift occurs when the market changes direction from upwards to downward, indicated by the price breaking the last higher low and closing below it. It's just the opposite, the reverse of what we talked about here before. Do you understand? We will be combining this type of thing with fair value gap, imbalance, and order block. That's how you take advantage of pricing efficiencies. We are going to go to the next thing, which is liquidity. The liquidity, simply put, is where money is residing in the market, where money is residing. And usually they are residing both wicks, equal highs and equal lows, okay? This is the equal highs, okay? And this is the equal lows. So at this other side, at the top here, we have what we call a buy side liquidity, because when market was going up at a point, people were thinking the market is going to keep going up and then they will place buy entries in this place, but the market will keep going down, so their buy orders are still there. And then once the market comes here, trigger all of their buy setups, you know, like those that trade all those breakouts strategy. Once the market break, they think it's going to continue to buy. Once market break like this, they'll be happy that market is buying, but the market will drop down. But what happened was the market just went up to take buy side liquidity. So those kind of areas reside at equal highs, all right, and equal lows. Those kind of levels are usually filled with rejection candles. The same thing we see for the sell side liquidity. The market will be at equal lows like this, and people will be thinking that when market comes down again, to just break and keep selling, so they will put sell orders here, but the market will take out all of their sell liquidity, sell orders, and then it buys upward. That is the market taking off sell side liquidity and continue to buy. These type of things are very important, and we can also see them as shift in market structure also, but then I'll show you how they vary from shift market structure, how you can combine them when I'm showing you on the chart. There's another type of liquidity. This is buy side, this is sell side. There's another one called the trend line liquidity. I believe you know all of these things. The market would have left some kind of wicks, rejection candles at the top here, and then it decides to go take all of their orders, then started dropping down. This can also happen on the reverse for a buy side. There's a buy side trend line liquidity, there's a sell side trend line liquidity. I will show all of this to you as we go to the chart now. I told you that I want to show you how I would have entered this buy. Now that I know beforehand that the market is likely going to buy from here, and I was expecting a potential buy or a breakdown for a sell, then I was waiting for it to do something here. What is that thing I would have seen that would make me to believe that it was I should join the buy? So I'll show it to you now. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame. The market has been dropping downward. It has been selling all the way from this top. Let me just draw it for you. From here to this level, moved up, then moved here. This is a structure of a downtrend. Then the market started buying. I know, oh yes, it's buying. Then it broke this particular high that was here. After breaking it, returned back to it. That is the place. This is where our placement buy. You understand? Because this is a shift in market structure. That's a shift. Where will your stop loss be? Very, very tight. Now that's your stop loss. Your stop loss goes below here, and you enter your buy setup here. You will still be on this trade. You'll be on it. Let me zoom it for you to see now. So you enter your trade here, and you can put your take profit here at the top here, which it has done, or you can decide to keep holding, like I showed you on the daily time frame, that you keep buying to the top from here to this place. I'm not saying it must, but if you had entered the trade here on the 4-hour time frame, you can simply just allow the trade to be running. That is how I would have entered the trade. Now, question: when the market was going up, observe that it went up like this and then came down. It didn't get here. Also, there's no tangible substantial break of a structure of the trend that has been coming down, because the major high in that trend was this area. That's where the major high was. Okay, the major high is not this place. It's not here. That's not where it is. You understand? That's not where it is. The high is actually here. That's the one that you would be considering, okay, because that's the major high. All right, so the market broke a high here, but that's not really major. That's not enough for me to enter the buy. Then it went up again, came to this one, which is from an equal high here, went back down. It has not still broken it yet. Then broke it. Yeah, this is where you find your sweet spot, and then you enter here very, very tight. You can decide to put all of this part as part of your stop loss because here's an order block as well. Like I told you before, all of these are order block. Mind you, this is also an imbalance that formed here when price was going up. An imbalance there. So the market will turn back to it and then we buy. Now, here would have been the entry, and here would have been the stop loss. And then keep buying, we keep holding to this top, or we hold above it, okay, to keep going up. This is the bullish shift in market structure. This is a setup. Market broke this high that was here. As it does that, then came back into it, and yeah, you will know that it's time to join the buy because you are still very early at this level here. Why? This is where the shift in market structure occurred. Then also, you can also see that there is sell side liquidity before that is happening. Where is the sell side liquidity? Look at this low here, this particular low, and this one. These are equal lows. This is a sell side liquidity. This is a low, and this is a low. These are equal lows. Then the market dropped down below it, and after dropping down below it, taking out the sell side liquidity. Are you seeing it? So that's the equal lows. The moment the market dropped below the sell side liquidity, there's a shift in market structure afterward, and then you buy. I don't know if you are getting what I'm showing to you now, but this is how you find high probability trades that repeat. This is 4-hour time frame now. If you do this, you can do this up to like 2 times in a month or 3 times in a month. If you are trading on a bigger time frame like this 4-hour, you will see this type of thing every week. Price inefficiencies and liquidity is a good combination. What are price inefficiency? Fair value gap imbalance. Then other blocks will be created. Other blocks are the areas where those imbalances are created. Other blocks begin the imbalance and the fair value gap. Let me say it again. When the market starts moving significantly from a level which is known as an order block, it will leave a fair value gap or an imbalance. If there is no fair value gap after you see another block, it means that order block is not really important. There's another thing to look at to confirm a strong order block. If the movement of the order block breaks a structure in the course of moving up. So let me draw everything I'm saying. I'm saying that the market moves from another block. When it moves like this, it moves from another block. And in the process, we create a fair value gap or something in the process in around this area. Then it will continue to go up. When it does so, the market maybe is going up like this and started coming down. Maybe. Then it does this type of thing. We are expecting that it will go up. That's what I'm saying. Now, what am I seeing here? There is an order block here. That area has an order block which we have extended to the future. Then there is an imbalance here or a fair value gap which made us also to believe that we come back to the order block. Then after that happened, we can also see equal lows around this place. Are you seeing it? So there are equal lows here. There's an imbalance here, fair value gap. There's an order block here. When the market comes down in this manner, we believe it will go up. But when it starts going up, we are not just going to buy from here straight up. No, we will not. But rather, we will expect it to get to that level, break it, shift in market structure, come back here, then we join here. I'm saying that the place where you join it is after the shift in market structure. So this is where you join the buy. Even though you have seen all of these confirmations that the market has come down to another block and you are not sure if it will break in this manner, if it will break and continue like this, you are not sure. So that's the reason why you have to wait for this confirmation so it will go back up. Once it goes back up after taking out liquidity like this, the shift in market structure is the last thing you are expecting to look at for. Once it break any high like this after taking out liquidity, after entering the order block, entering liquidity area, entry order block, fair value gap, and it starts going up and break a structure, you enter the buy. The reverse will be the case for a sell. Do you understand? I'll have to go back now to the chart so that I can show you what I just did. That's exactly what we just done. This is the order block. This is the fair value gap or imbalance, anyone you call it. It's actually fair value gap because it's only one candle. All right. Then market have come back into it before. But then also it came back the second time after it took out sell side liquidity over here. Then it entered inside. After entering inside, it gave us an entry here for the shift in market structure. And then we're supposed to still be on this buy, holding it up. Either you will take a profit here, which it has already done, or you keep holding it upwards. Do you understand? If you are the aggressive type, you can still buy straight away without all these many confirmations that we are doing here. Yes, you can buy straight away. At the return for the first time that it's coming, you can actually buy, because when it was coming down, it took out a trend line liquidity. Look at me drawing a line here now. It took out a trend line liquidity here, a sell side liquidity, but a trend line. It took it out before coming into this block. Just like this one took out these equal lows before coming here. All right, that's how this one took out this liquidity that is here. Let me expand it for you to see. Took out liquidity here and then entered into this block. Now you'll be, if I zoom this place lower now and I go to a lower time frame, you will find that there will be a shift in market structure. We are in the daily time frame here. So if I go back to the 4 hour now, you will surely find a shift in market structure here. Okay, so let's go there now. Let me go to the 4 hour. Are you seeing it? This is the area I highlighted. Look at the shift in structure here. Are you seeing it? Market shifted, broke the high that was here, broke it, went back into it, and started buying. And all of this is happening after a trend line liquidity was taken over here. And then market entered into our order block. Remember, this order block led to the creation of an imbalance or a fair value gap. I told you when you go to a lower time frame, a fair value gap becomes an imbalance. Once you go from a big time frame, a fair value gap will turn to an imbalance. Now, a trend line liquidity was taken here. The market went downward and entered into the block, order block, and then created a shift in market structure for us here. Your buy will be here. This is where you enter your buy. This is how you combine fair value gap, imbalance, order block, liquidity, and market structure shift. Mind you, the shift in market structure is what you use to confirm the entry. You would have seen order block that led to an imbalance. Then market pull back. As it's pulling back, it took out a liquidity level before entering the order block. Then the moment it starts buying again, wait for a shift in market structure, and then you enter. That is how to combine all of them together to enter a trade. That was it for this class. We talked about liquidity today and shift in market structure, and we talked about how to combine them to enter a trade.